What's up YouTube, it's your boy Sax and welcome to my series The Theory. This series talking about various ideas in gaming, whether it be developers, the games themselves, or us as gamers, and explaining why those things work the way they do, or why I think those things, or those people, or that game, or even us do what we do. And music theory is a series of courses that we take where we talk about various chords, chord progressions, and notes, and why they have the tendencies they do, why chords work better going to this chord, why they sound better like that, why a chord is made up of a triad of 3 notes built in thirds. Is why we talk about this stuff. In this series I will want to talk about that, but in the gaming perspective to say. And I want to talk about a missing feature in the Wind Waker HD and why I think Nintendo dropped the ball on it. As you guys know, let me give you some background information. The Wii U was built up on this idea of having asymmetrical features. The whole point of one player being able to do something on the gamepad while another player does something on the TV, or another person, whether it be playing a game on your gamepad and watching TV on your television, or whether it be one person doing something in Zombie U and another player doing something, or whether it even being watching Netflix on your gamepad versus somebody watching Netflix on their smart TV. The gamepad was built up directly for stuff like this. If you owned a GameCube during the GameCube era, if you were a GameCube only player like me, like I don't know if I said this before, but I've never owned a Sony platform besides the PSP, and you tend to own a lot of GameCube accessories, and GameCube had quite a few accessories. The one I want to talk about today and why, and that has conjunction with what I want to talk about in the Wind Waker HD, is the GameCube link cable. For those of you guys who don't know what that is, it was a link cable, kind of like the Game Boy link cable, and you connected it to the controller slot of your GameCube, and you connected to the link cable spot of your Game Boy, and you could do little stuff from your Game Boy while playing the game. And it had a bunch of features. 2 games that I know built directly ground up for it with The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. But a lot of games had some small features with it, like Pokemon, the Game Boy Pokemon versus the Coliseum series, the Sonic Advance series, and I believe there's a few more that I can't think of right now. And the Wind Waker, in the original Wind Waker, in the same place you have the message in the bottle, in the Wind Waker on GameCube, you got the Tingle Tuner. The Tingle Tuner was a weapon, well I guess it was a weapon, you had to equip it to use it, that allowed the person on the Game Boy to be Tingle. They showed a little map on there, and you would control Tingle basically like a little map, basically as like an overhead, and he's flying basically. And you would pay Tingle to do stuff like bomb enemies or pick up something and stuff. And it basically allowed Tingle to be a second player. A lot of people this effectively created asymmetrical gameplay in a time asymmetrical gameplay wasn't even thought of. And I believe Nintendo completely dropped the ball by not including this feature in the Wind Waker HD. When we talk about the Wii U, a lot of people say, well, Nintendo hasn't shown us what the system can do. We only have 2 games built from the ground up for the gamepad, that being Nintendo Land and Zombie U, basically. Those are the only 2 games built ground up for the gamepad. The rest of them are ports or games that only use the gamepad for off-TV play. Like I said, a lot of people think it's gimmicky or whatever. The Wind Waker HD, if it included the Tingle Tuner, it would show people more of what the gamepad could have done. A revamped Tingle Tuner that allowed you to be a 3D Tingle on the map while somebody was in, that allows effectively 2 people to play. It effectively shows the gamepad doing something different that's not really done, and doing something that shows what the gamepad is made of, and just not being a gimmicky feature, but something that actually adds gameplay functionality and more than just a second screen to it. They really missed the ball, and they really missed a chance to show what it could do. And I actually think that would have been something I was actually looking for it being in the game, and when I found out it wouldn't be in the game, I was like, what, how could you ignore this? And I think maybe the reason why they didn't include it was because a lot of people didn't even know it existed. That showed what the gamepad could do. Like, Nintendo, you can tell Nintendo has really been conjuring up ideas for years with like asymmetrical gameplay, like, but they do stuff like not add an obvious feature to a game that makes sense. So, well, I can't go back in time and wish Nintendo do it, but I can talk about the future. Like I said, there were 2 games built ground up for it. One being The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, a Zelda game. Basically, if you remember from A Link to the Past 4 Swords, they made a full game based on it. And you could be 4 players, each being a different Link, and you could do stuff. And basically, a lot of the game was played on the same screen, but when you want to do stuff like go into another room or go into a building, and one player wants to stay on the field, that player would switch out to his Game Boy, and he would be doing stuff as Link on the Game Boy. I hope they do a port of this game to the Wii U and include this feature and include asymmetrical gameplay like that on there, because once again this is a way to show what the gamepad is made of, what the gamepad can do that hasn't already been done, that's not gimmicky, that's not just using the gyroscope, or that's not just off TV play. Like this shows like asymmetrical multiplayer in action. I hope this game they come out with, and I hope Nintendo really steps up on the usefulness of the gamepad. But that's just it, brief video. Tell me what you guys think. Did you know of the Tingle tuner? Now, if you didn't, now that you know, do you wish Nintendo added this feature? Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Sax is out. Peace.